This is Chris Videos. Like, subscribe to Team W Wrestling on YouTube, subscribe to my other channel, World of Chris, and subscribe to this channel, Chris Videos, and follow me on Twitter, Instagram, and both of my TikToks. I'll be down there in the description box, and I'm here to do my AEW Dynamite April 5th, 2023 reviews. So here we go, discussing about AEW Dynamite. Now we kick off the show with a supposedly match. It was supposed to be Ricky Starks versus Juice Robinson one-on-one. But yeah, Juice Robinson's already out there. Ricky Starks comes walking out there. He gets on the ring apron up until Jay White's theme song hits. So yeah, Jay White, he's all elite. So yeah, he signed with AEW today. He comes running down, and then we see Juice Robinson taking out the referee. He's attacking Ricky Starks, and Ricky Starks trying to fight back between Juice Robinson and Jay White, but the numbers was too much. He was beating him down and everything, and then Jay White lays out Ricky Starks with the Blade Runner. So yeah, that's what happened there. Pretty good segment, but yeah, Juice Robinson is all elite now. So yeah, that's what happened there. And then after that, we see Tony Schiavone interviewing Chris Jericho backstage, talking about Adam Cole and stuff. He was talking about how you don't respect Adam Cole and all that stuff. But then he gets interrupted by Keith Lee, and Keith Lee comes over and he says, "I'm not too fond of Adam Cole either, but one thing I can say is I respect him." And he said, "You should be respecting him too, and you need to be taught some respect. So next week, me and you in the ring on Dynamite." So yeah, that's what he said, and he said he'll teach him some respect. So yeah, that match is now made. Chris Jericho versus Keith Lee next week on Dynamite. But yeah, up next we're going to be seeing the House of Black in action up next, and still to come later on tonight. We're going to see what is we're going to see what the big announcement is. So yeah, from Tony Khan later on tonight. So yeah, I'll see you guys later. Until then. So the next thing to happen on AEW Dynamite, it was a 6-man tag team match. So yeah, this is the first match of the night. Officially, it was the AEW World Trios Tag Team Champions, Malachi Black, Buddy Matthews, and Brody King, with Julia Hart, the House of Black, versus Trent Beretta, Chuck Taylor, and the AEW International Champion, Orange Cassidy, Best Friends, in a 6-man tag team match for the AEW Trios Tag Team Championship. So yeah, we see Sue driving Best Friends to the arena and everything, which was pretty cool. See Sue again. But yeah, we get to the match, and this match, it was a really good match. It was back and forth and everything. A few times it looked like Best Friends was going to win this match, and it looked like the House of Black was going to win this match. It just kept on going back and forth between these two teams. And yeah, it was just an amazing match. We seen Trent Beretta just popping out power drivers on everyone, pretty much. He had like a nice one on Buddy Matthews. Like, Buddy Matthews selling is like, it's really damn good, you know? But yeah, at the ending, it looked like Best Friends was going to win this match, where we see pretty much Brody King running to Chuck Taylor, but Chuck Taylor hit him with a knee, and then Brody King turns around. He gets hit with the orange punch from Orange Cassidy, and he was still standing, but then Chuck Taylor spikes him with the power driver, and then he pins him 1-2. Malachi Black breaks at the pin at the count of 2, but then the legal guys was Buddy Matthews and Chuck Taylor at the ending. Buddy Matthews and Chuck Taylor going back and forth and everything, and then we see Buddy Matthews try to hit his finish move, where he was trying his finish move onto Chuck Taylor, but Chuck Taylor reverses that into a pin and tried to pin him for the 3 count, but Buddy Matthews kicked out at 2, and then we see Chuck Taylor try to hit the Eat the Feet onto Buddy Matthews, but then Buddy Matthews reversed it, flips him over onto his knees, and then Buddy Matthews hit the curb stomp onto Chuck Taylor, pinning him for the 1, 2, 3. So yeah, the House of Black defeated Best Friends tonight in the 6-man tag team match. So yeah, they have retained the AEW World Trios Tag Team Championships. That's what happened. Really good 6-man tag team match. For that match, I'll give it 3.5 stars. That's why I'll give it. Really good 6-man tag team match. But yeah, really good stuff. But then after that, we see Christian Cage backstage, and Luchasaurus returns. So yeah, that's what happened there, and it was walking away. But yep, that's what happened there backstage. But up next, we're going to be seeing Jamie Hayter versus Riho up next for the AEW Women's Championship up next on Dynamite. So yeah, that match will be up next on AEW Dynamite. And yeah, I'll see you guys later until the next thing that happens on AEW Dynamite. See you guys later until then. So the next thing to happen on AEW Dynamite, it was a one-on-one match. It was the AEW Women's Champion, Jamie Hayter, with Britt Baker versus Riho one-on-one for the AEW World Women's Championship. So yeah, it was for the women's title, and this match, it was a pretty good match between Jamie Hayter and Ruby Soho. They was putting out there and everything. At one point, we see Riho hit the knees to the face onto Jamie Hayter. She pins her. 1, 2, Hayter put her foot on the ropes at the count of 2, breaking up the pin. So yeah, it was a close one for Hayter right there. Riho was doing pretty good, trying to hit like a backslide onto Jamie Hayter at one point when Jamie Hayter was trying to hit that ripcord lariat onto Riho, but she was trying to hit the backslide onto Jamie Hayter after she reversed that move, and then Jamie Hayter fought out of that, and then she hits the ripcord lariat onto Riho, pins her. 1, 2, Riho barely kicking out 2, so yeah, she kicked out of her finisher move, and Jamie Hayter got back up, starts flexing and all that, and then picks her up, and then hits it again, the ripcord lariat onto Riho, and then she pins her for the 1, 2, 3. So yeah, Jamie Hayter defeated Riho tonight and has retained the AEW Women's Championship. That's what happened. Pretty good match. For that match between them two, I'll give it 3 stars. That's what I'll give it. It was a pretty good, entertaining match between those two women. So yeah, that's why I'll give that match. Jamie Hayter's been pretty damn good in the ring a lot. So yeah, lately. But yeah, pretty good stuff. But yep, that's what happened there. And then after that, we see Renee Paquette interviewing Saraya, Tony Storm, and Ruby Soho, the Outcast, backstage. And yeah, Renee was talking about about the AEW Women's Championship and Jamie Hayter and all that stuff. And they was talking about how they was going to win, and Renee Paquette was like, well, there's only one women's title. And she was like, don't try to start a pot, we'll figure it out eventually. But yeah, we're still going after him. So yeah, that's what it was talking about. But then we get to the next segment where we see Matt Menard, Angelo Parker, and Jake Hager, the Jericho Appreciation Society. And they was talking about how the Acclaim is going to join the Jericho Appreciation Society and all that stuff. So that's what they was talking about. And then they introduce the Acclaim. So yeah, Anthony Bowens and Max Caster and Billy Gunn. The Acclaim comes out, and they was talking. Max Caster's doing his rap and all that stuff. Pretty funny stuff, like always. And yeah. And then Matt Menard was talking about how he set up a 8-man tag team match with the Acclaim this Friday on Rampage as the Jericho Appreciation Acclaim Society. So yeah, that's what he was saying. And yeah, then all of a sudden Matt Menard was trying to do the scissors with Angelo Dawkins, but then Billy Gunn cuts him off and he goes like, scissoring should only be done by the professionals. And then Anthony Bowens and Billy Gunn does the scissoring. So yeah, that's what happened there. Pretty good stuff though. But yeah, pretty funny right there. But yeah, still to come later on tonight in the main event, we will see FTR versus the Guns for the AEW World Tag Team Championships titles versus. That match will be later on tonight. But yeah, up next we'll be seeing the AEW World Heavyweight Champion MJF on MJF Day up next. So yeah, I'll see you guys later. Until then. So the next thing to happen on AEW Dynamite, so we have the AEW World Heavyweight Champion MJF come on out, but it is MJF Day. That's what it is all about. That's what the segment is all about. So yeah, there was this band and everything playing. I think it's called Pennies of Heaven or something like that. And yeah, MJF comes out and he starts singing with them and all that stuff. Having a good time and all that stuff. But then all of a sudden we see this guy named Joseph Spaldino something, I don't know. Forgot his name. I guess he's the mayor or whatever of Long Island. And yeah, it was a pretty good segment with them. But yeah, he was introducing the key of Long Island to MJF, and that's what he introduced. And yeah, MJF got the key or whatever. Apparently they had MJF Day earlier or whatever, like earlier this week, and MJF didn't like the key, so they had to give him a bigger key and all that stuff. But yeah, other than that, he still got presented the key. But yeah, MJF starts talking or whatever, talking about Jungle Boy and all them. He started talking about Darby Allin, Sammy Guevara, and Jungle Boy, talking about how Jungle Boy's girl and everything about his little dick and all that stuff. So yeah, that's what MJF was talking about. But yeah, it was just funny stuff. And then he started talking about his teacher, about how he got a learning disability and all that stuff, ADD. And then he was talking about how his teacher pretty much brought it up in front of the class and all that stuff. Don't be like MJF. And stuff like that, And then he says that his teacher asked, why do you not pay attention in class and all that stuff? And he says that he's been daydreaming about becoming a professional wrestler and all that. And she said that would never happen. And then he says that I proved her wrong now. That I even got a key to Long Island and all that stuff. So yeah, that's what MJF was saying. And he said that he got his own personal day now, MJF Day. So yeah, that's what he was saying. And he called he said, don't be like her and don't be like a bitch. So yeah, that's what MJF said. And then he grabs the world title and he holds it up, talking about how he is the AEW World Heavyweight Champion. Then he walks out the ring and then he goes up to the band, talking about, do y'all want to hear me sing again? And everybody's checking yeah and all that stuff. But then all of a sudden we see this guy grabbing these things and they just clap it together. I forget what you call them. But yeah, he claps it together and MJF gets mad. He goes like, these damn idiots or whatever. And then all of a sudden he gets attacked from behind from that guy that was like wearing this face mask and all that. And it was Jungle Boy. So yeah, him and Jungle Boy starts brawling and everything. But then all of a sudden we see a bunch of security guards and stuff pulling both of them apart. And then all of a sudden Sammy Guevara comes out. And then he grabs the AEW World Heavyweight Championship, which was laying on the floor, and he holds it up high, pissing off MJF and Jungle Boy. So yeah, that's what happened there. Pretty good stuff, but Sammy Guevara is coming out because he got some match against Commander up next on Dynamite. So yeah, I'll see you guys later until the next thing that happens on AEW Dynamite. See you guys later until then. So the next thing that happened on AEW Dynamite, it was a one-on-one match. It was Sammy Guevara versus Commander one-on-one. And yeah, this match, it was a really good match. Like, Commander was freaking wild in this match, but same for Guevara. Now, during this match, we see Jungle Boy watching on the screen backstage, MJF as well, and then we see Darby Allin in the stands and all that stuff watching this match closely. So yeah, calling themselves the Four Pillars and all that stuff, pretty cool. But yeah, we see at the ending of this match, we see Sammy Guevara on one corner of the ring on the turnbuckles and stuff. Then we see Commander just walking the ropes, and he gets caught with a cutter by Sammy Guevara, and then Guevara picks him back up and then hits the signature move, the GTH, onto Commander and pins him for the 3 count. So yeah, Sammy Guevara defeated Commander tonight on AEW Dynamite. For that match, I gotta give it 3 stars. That's why I'll give it. Really good match between Sammy Guevara and Commander. Really good one. If you have yet, go check it out. But yeah, after the match ended, we see Tony Schiavone coming into the ring to interview Sammy Guevara. And Sammy Guevara grabs the mic and he starts talking about a lot of stuff. Talking about MJF and all that stuff. How they get called the Four Pillars because they've been at AEW since day one. But he said that he built AEW brick by brick and all that stuff and wrestled every single match or whatever, main event and pay-per-views and all that stuff. And how MJF won't even come out and wrestle at all, even though he's the world champion and all that stuff. So yeah, that's what Sammy Guevara was saying. And he was talking a lot of junk about MJF, talking about how MJF talks about this bidding war in 2024, but he says that he ain't going to go nowhere. How he met his wife there, how he made a main event in pay-per-views, how he made his debut on TV and all that stuff. So yeah, that's what Sammy Guevara was saying. Really good stuff. And talking about how he's going to become the next AEW World Heavyweight Champion. So yeah, that's what happened there. Pretty good stuff though. But yeah, still to come later on tonight, we'll see FTR versus the Guns later on tonight. Title versus career later on tonight in the main event. Not only that, we'll see Tony Khan having the big announcement later on tonight. And up next, we're going to be seeing Hook defending the FTW Championship up against Ethan Page. That match will be up next. So yeah, I'll see you guys later. Until then. So the next thing that happened on AEW Dynamite, it was a one-on-one match. It was the FTW Champion Hook versus Ethan Page with Matt Hardy and Isaiah Cassidy in a one-on-one match for the FTW Championship. Now, it was a pretty okay match. At the ending of this match, we see Ethan Page taking control of this match, trying to hit the Twist of Fate onto Hook, but Hook fought out of it, and then he hits the Twist of Fate onto Ethan Page, and then we see Isaiah Cassidy getting on the ring apron, distracting the referee. It looks like they're going to help Ethan Page. And then we see Matt Hardy grab the FTW Championship, try to give it to Ethan Page. And Ethan Page tried to grab it out of his hands, but Matt Hardy wouldn't let it go. And then he hits Ethan Page upside the head with the title while the referee wasn't looking. And then that's when Hook locks on the transmission on him, making him tap out. So yeah, Hook defeated Ethan Page and he has retained the FTW Championship. That's what happened. Really good match. It was an okay match. For that match, I'll give it 1.5 stars. That's why I'll give it. It was an okay match. But yeah, that's what happened there. But then, we see Matt Hardy and Isaiah Cassidy walking out with Hook. And yeah, that was the contract that they got Ethan Page to sign to release him from their contracts from him. So yeah, that's what happened there. And then after that, we see Nigel McGuinness interviewing Tony Khan. Now, this is Nigel McGuinness' debut on AEW as well because he signed a contract with him apparently today. But yeah, Tony Khan's big announcement. It was an okay announcement. I'm not even gonna lie. He says that AEW is going to be debuting in London, England, in the Wembley Stadium. That they are bringing All In, the same pay-per-view that they had years ago with the Young Bucks and Kenny Omega and Cody Rhodes and all them bringing it. So yeah, that's what he says. All In will be in August, like August 27th or something like that, in London, England. And then you got All Out like the next week, I think. So yeah, that's what's going to be happening. Pretty good announcement, man. He brought Adam Cole to say that as well. So yeah, to celebrate 100 years in the Wembley Stadium, with it being, up. So yeah, that's what's happening. But yeah, I'll see you guys later. Until the next thing that happens on AEW Dynamite. See you guys later. Until then. So the next thing that happened on AEW Dynamite, it was a 6-man tag team match. It was Jon Moxley, Claudio Castagnoli, and Wheeler Yuta with Bryan Danielson, the Blackpool Combat Club, versus 3 local competitors. I don't know their names. But yeah, they was just beating them down and everything. We see Claudio hitting a power driver on one of them outside of the ring. Wheeler Yuta's working on one of them. They tried to fight back, but they couldn't. And Wheeler Yuta had a crossface locked on one of them, making them tap out. So yeah, the Blackpool Combat Club won their match. And then after the match ended, they started beating those guys down and everything. Claudio locking on the crossface and everything, and then Bryan Danielson comes in there grabbing the mic and was talking about how this is professional wrestling and all that. These are professionals right here. None of these guys right here are professionals. So yeah, that's what Bryan Danielson was saying. And then he was just talking a lot of crap, talking about that the EVPs and stuff will hire people like this instead of professionals. So yeah, that's what Bryan Danielson was saying. But then all of a sudden, we see Hangman Adam Page walking out there, trying to fight him, and then he just gets jumped by all 4 of them, getting beat down and stuff. And Bryan Danielson's yelling at him, talking about this is a professional right here. Mox is, Claudio is, Willie Ute is, and yeah, that's what he was saying. But then he said that nobody's out here to help you, and you know what, I got something for you. He pulls out a screwdriver and he says, I've been teaching my kids how to fix stuff, and we're going to try to fix you. And then all of a sudden, he starts stabbing him in the eye with the screwdriver or whatever. So yeah, that's what happened there. But yep, pretty good stuff for the match. What happened after the match, I'll give it 1 star. That's what I'll give it. But yeah, still to come later on tonight, the Guns versus FTR, title versus career, later on tonight in the main event. So yeah, I'll see you guys later. Until then. So the next thing that happened on AEW Dynamite, it was a main event. It was a tag team match. It was the AEW World Tag Team Champions, Austin Gunn and Colton Gunn, the Guns, versus Dax Harwood and Cash Wheeler, FTR, in a title versus career match. So yeah, FTR's career is on the line, and the AEW World Tag Team Championships is on the line. So yeah, we get to the match, and it was a pretty good match between these two teams. Multiple times the Guns was cheating. We see Austin Gunn hitting a low blow into Dax, and he looks at the referee like, go ahead and ring the bell, and the referee was not going to do it. And yeah, he was just trying to cheat multiple times. Dax apparently knocked him down at one point. He climbs up the top turnbuckle, and then we see Colton pretty much passing over the title into the ring, but Colton's the referee's, puts the spoil on the title, and he goes like, nope, and he puts the title away, but Colton passed over the other title, which the referee didn't see, and then Colton starts distracting the referee, and Austin had the title and all that stuff. Dax jumps off the top turnbuckle with a diving headbutt, but That's when Austin put the title right there, and Dax hit his head on the title. And then Austin pins him 1-2. Dax barely kicking out at 2. And then the Guns gets in there, try to hit the tag team finish move onto him. They already hit the move onto Cash Wheeler, taking him out. They try to hit it onto Dax, but Dax spits in both of their faces and all that. And then all of a sudden, Dax rolls Austin up, and then Cash rolls Colton up, and they both got the 3 count. So yeah, FTR defeated the Guns tonight in a tag team match. That's what happened. So yeah, FTR is staying in the AEW, and they are the new AEW World Tag Team Champions. That's what happened. Pretty good match. I give that match 3.5 stars. That's what I'll give it. But yeah, that's what happened there. That is probably match of the night, maybe. So yeah, that was pretty good. But yeah, tonight's AEW was pretty good. I give it 7.5 stars. That's why I'll give it. Pretty good episode. But yeah, like, subscribe to TNW Wrestling on YouTube. Subscribe to my other channel, World of Chris, and subscribe to this channel, Chris Videos. And follow me on Twitter, Instagram, and both of my TikToks. I'll be down there in the description box. And yeah, I'll see you guys later for this Friday Night SmackDown reviews. See you guys later. Until then.